We continue our work in the next press conference is dedicated to the topic National Film Festival Open Night, Take 19. Our guests are Pylyp Illyenko, head of the State Agency on Ukrainian Cinematograph, Lucie, Řehoříková, director of the Czech Center in Kiev, Mykhailo Illyenko, president and art director of the festival. Mr. Illyenko, the floor is yours. Thank you. Our festival is now at the start position. The preparation was several months long, and today we can inform you the selection results, what films will be presented. We would like to thank our partners and investors. First, I would like to give the floor to our partner, who this year, this is the Czech Center in Kiev, Miss Lucie Řehoříková, director of the center. The Czech Center this year intensively helped us in implementing the international page of the festival Open Night, the Czech program of short films. And I would like to give the floor to Lucie Řehoříková. The only thing I would like to add, together we are working now, so that one of Czech delegation representatives be a member of the jury. The Czech, thank you for making us an honorary guest of the festival. We have not ever been members of this event during 19 years, and we would like to bring young film directors and from various backgrounds, and we think this would be interesting for people who are involved in cinematography in Ukraine. Nothing will tell us about nothing names can tell us because they are very young, they have classic background, they are the graduates of theater directors and musical academy directors, such as Pavel Sokov, one of our participants. He has a big gift, and he researches various myths and secrets of Czechia for the time after the Second World War. The directors and video producers, they produce also advertising. All of them have experience in various kinds of films. There will be 10 sections, one full-length film and one short, and 8 short films. I would like also to say that we will represent an Oscar winner, Rapaci film. This is a Czech film, and it also will be presented at the festival. The main line is also to represent Václav Gavel, who acts there himself. It was the film shot according to his essay, Anatomy Gagger. All films will be subtitled. I think it would be interesting for Ukrainian students to take part in the workshops, which we will also deliver. Thank you very much. I would like to add that the Czech Republic Embassy helped us very much. Mr. Wojciech, Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much. And with our joint efforts, I hope we will deliver a very interesting program. Czech program will be on the 25th. This program will be one full day long, and this platform under the bridge, films can be demonstrated regardless of the weather conditions. Whether it is raining or not, it doesn't matter. Now I would like to tell about our sponsors and partners, and first of all those who are our permanent sponsors. Starting with the second festival, our permanent and reliable partner is Держкіно of Ukraine. This is a state agency for cinematography. This year, like in previous years, the state service for cinematography have been helping us, and we hope that representatives of the ministry and the state agency will be present at the festival, and you will have the opportunity to talk to them, because the state agency is just taking the pulse of all the developments in this process. I'm giving the floor to Pylyp Illyenko, head of the State Agency on Ukrainian Cinematograph. Yes, the state agency have been supporting the festival for a long time, and like in previous years, we support the festival this year. This is support not only by financial allocations. It is not very huge, but this is also support in promotion and opening new names in Ukrainian cinematograph. It is hard to over-assess the need to establish the system of seeking new talents through Open Night Festival. Almost all Ukrainian art directors past. Ярослав Слабошпинський, Тарас Ткаченко, Тарас Таменко, Степан Коваль, and many others. The list can be very long. They either won prizes in Open Night Festival, or they just were participants. This year, I'm sure, and I hope there will be people who will become famous all over Ukraine and all over the world in some 10 years perspective. Thank you. Thank you. And now I would like to continue the topic of our partners. Our permanent partner for many years in a sequence is Raiffeisenbank Kaval. This year, based on experience of our joint activities, Raiffeisenbank Kaval proposed such a prize. It is rather serious prize to the main Grand Prix. This is 50,000 hryvnia amount. Our permanent partner for many years also is the company Babylon, which in its turn is a philanthropic company which has been supporting the festival for many years, and would like to remind you Andrei Rizol, who is top manager of this company. And this year, after some break in several years, Kiev Municipal Administration Council also is providing assistance to us this year. Location of our festival will be in the river port, Kiev river port. Everything is ready to start the festival. Now we hope that the weather will be good, and I would like to tell a few words about our agenda. And another important issue is we have 19 films on the program. The jury will look through only the competition part. This is 4 hours. The whole program is 6 hours. 19 films in game films, and out of competition there are 12 films, so a total of 31 films will be demonstrated not in the river port but also with our partners via internet. So like last year, we will have the whole range of platforms. Here I have the list. I will now tell you only about frontline platforms. This year we will have platforms in Slavyansk, Сергеевка, Мангушка, Волноваха, Никольский, Лисичанск, Крайгородок, Светогорск, Бахмут, Severodonetsk, and other towns where our festival will be demonstrated at the live proved we are accepted there, we are welcome there. And also we will be demonstrated in Manchester and in Ljubljana, Slovenia. The other locations are in the territory of Ukraine, in villages. As to the membership of our jury, we made a step to make this government and the arts closer to each other. Politicians have been invited, well-known politicians in Ukraine and on international arena. First they were surprised with such invitations, but then they understood. I explained that we are to make steps towards each other because cinematography is now at the distance from those in power, from politics near in Verkhovna Rada. We don't hear any speeches about cinematography in Ukraine, so I offered to make steps towards each other to become closer. Besides politicians, there will be theater critics Oleg Vergelis, producer Igor Savichenko, One member will be from the Czech delegation in the jury. The Czech program will be assessed by questionnaires. Our guests will provide such feedback in the form of questionnaires. As to the politicians, the first I called to Mr. Oleg Breginets, an MP. The thing is that several times I visited the frontline area, the battalions, and always I met Alexander Breginets there. When I telephoned him, Mr. Breginets was the first who gave an affirmative answer. Ruslan Koshylinsky, an MP, he also took part in combats in ATO. Yegor Sobolev, Oksana Knyazhitska also provided us affirmative answers. They will be in a jury. Some extended members of cinematograph also will be engaged in the jury. The Czech Republic will be represented, don't forget. Since our festival has such an extension, as a rule, any festival declares that the main stage will be in the center of the city and also 15 more locations. As telling about our festival, we will have 60 locations. This is huge responsibility. We understand that representing Ukrainian cinema, Ukrainian films, we propose authors' models which are perceived as models of Ukraine, because attention is focused on our country on international arena. So during selection, our motivation was that we have the warfare in the country and we would like films to be relevant, and that films were an alternative to that propaganda spread by our neighbor, Russian Federation. So, should I say something else? Have I forgotten something? At least we listed all the issues in our news release. It will be disseminated to all interested journalists. Do you have any questions? You're welcome. Good afternoon, Sergei Malerchuk, Ukraine Crisis Media Center. Could you tell us about the qualitative change in this year's demonstration? What is the difference as against previous festivals? The quality becomes higher because the equipment became better. But our festival in general, taking into account the challenges we face in the cinema industry, our festival has never been focused on gourmand cinematograph, where high quality is a priority issue. Some complicated language of cinema. Our goal is to open the window to the cinema goers. One film is about young men. It is possible to study not only in universities, but we have one young man who learned through distance learning. This year, the winners, can they expect to get any prizes? Whether there will be a prize of audience sympathy? One prize I have mentioned, and the one another prize is 11,600 hryvnias. This is the donations from viewers. This prize also will be delivered to the winner. It will be divided into 3 parts. The main prize will be the one from Raiffeisen Bank I told you about, as concerned the funding. The viewers' sympathy prize also will be handed out. The best film viewers may check through the internet and just send the questionnaire. The last question as concerned the program you told, you would like to combat propaganda, Russian propaganda. There will be films about war, or what will they be about? How do you assess them? Are they positive or negative? Not only about the war. Yes, this component is present among the films of our nominees. We raise the matter, the issue in a broader manner. Character may be not only ATO hero, but just any ordinary person or even a child. This positive impetus related to the search for characters, search for heroes in our ordinary life. This was one of our motivations when we shortlisted the participants. Thank